Head coach Chris McGown and star senior Taylor Sander back with us tonight on True Blue. Welcome and welcome home. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Friday night, you get back to the regular season opener with the fans that have watched you play now for 4 years. How eager are you to get the Smith Fieldhouse rocking again?
You know, I miss it already. I mean, I can't wait to get out there and play on our home floor with our new team this year, and it's exciting to get the season underway.
Chris, you're back from an 0-2 start, but you played 2 top 10 teams on the road back-to-back nights. I figure if they were here, you beat them. That's how close you are with Lewis and Loyola. What did you learn about your team?
You know, we found out some interesting things about our capabilities defensively. Also, I think just the way we're distributing the ball. And more than anything, we just found out that, you know, it's going to be a dogfight every single match, and that all these little things that we talk about every single time matter, and every point is a big point. And so more than anything, I think we are trying to take a long-term view of these early season matches and just learn some things and hopefully get a little bit better and come back hungry and motivated to be in the gym and to practice hard.
You start the season ranked number 3, Taylor, despite the setbacks over the weekend. This is a program that packages itself for a run at the Final Four. Where do you go from here now that you get to settle into some home games?
Yeah, I mean, we're excited for those matches, and you know, it's always an advantage for us to play on our home floor. But we have a lot of work to do to get back to the Final Four, and we know it's going to be a battle all season. All the teams have stepped up their game this year, and I think we have a really dominant conference, and yeah, I'm excited.
Coach, we've been dealing with this guy now for 4 years, and he's been on True Blue every year. We've watched him grow up a little bit. What do you notice is the greatest difference between Taylor as a freshman and to where he sits today as a senior?
I think just his understanding of his role on the team and the way the other athletes view him. As good as he is, you just can't help being drawn to him, and he's kind of, I think, settled into that role and grown comfortable with the fact that he's a leader on the team, and he's behaving in ways that show that leadership, and kind of has assumed an understanding of what it means to be a leader and is acting that way.
I'll ask you, Taylor, the same question. How are you different now as a senior as compared to a freshman?
I hope that I'm more mature, for sure. I mean, I've been working really hard this year just to be an example to the guys, and I think that's the role I have to develop and get better at as the season goes on, so that we can reach our goal of getting back to the Final Four.
Northridge on Friday night. What kind of match do you expect?
I mean, they're a good team, and you know, we're going to have to play really good volleyball to beat them, and I'm excited for us to show our fans what kind of team we have this year. And yeah, I mean, we're back in the field house. I can't wait.
There'll be a difference with Ben Patch on his mission and quite the tag team last year in that run that you had. How have you managed to replace that moving forward?
Yeah, you know, that's been one of the things that's been the biggest challenge for us, is coming up with ways to replace Ben's offense. That was where he was best for sure. So we're going to have to score points in other areas. We're going to have to serve better in his rotation. We're going to have to block a little better in his rotation, you know, when he's in the front row or when he was in the front row. And, you know, we've put a number of guys through that spot, and I think we're still kind of figuring out who's going to be the best fit in that position and who's going to step up and do the job that we need them to do in that spot.
Let's look at some of the games that you have on this schedule coming up. Again, Northridge on Friday night, and then there's some marquee matchups, including a rematch of last year's NCAA championship game. As you look at these notable games, everyone's important to win with how competitive everything is, but what jumps off the page for you, Coach?
You know, right off the bat, Long Beach, and then the week after that, Irvine. And, you know, just those will be 2 good tests to kind of measure ourselves and see where we're at. But those are my 2 favorites in the league this year, Irvine again and Long Beach. And so seeing where we are with them and how we match up and how we play against those 2 teams will be interesting.
And how is it, Taylor, when you want to see how you guys match up, but you know that they're also going, oh, we're playing BYU, let's see how we match up. It's an early chess match here in the early part of the season.
You know, the whole season is a battle. Our conference is so strong, and playing teams like Long Beach and Irvine and UCLA, week in and week out is it's a difficult thing, but we have to show up every week and prove ourselves. I think that's what they're trying to do as well. So it's a dogfight out there.
Irvine, the rematch, and I know you want to get back at them. They caught you on an off day in the NCAA championship game. But as we look to the tournament, which is months ahead, there's a change here that could favor teams in your competitive league.
Yeah, they've actually expanded the NC2A tournament. The Final Four has gone to a Final Six. There'll be 2 play-in matches to the semifinals, and the 1 and 2 seed will get byes. And so the selection committee will actually have to make some choices about who gets selected to compete in those play-in matches. And typically, our league has been the strongest,
right.
And we'll have, we hope, a couple extra teams in the tournament as a result of the expansion.
Look ahead to the Olympics, and what's the road there for you for Rio here in a couple of years? Do you feel like you got a shot to make the U.S. team?
I'm going to work really hard to do that. I mean, it's one of my dreams, and it's a big accomplishment to be able to represent the USA team and wear that name on your back. So I'm going to work as hard as I can and, you know, let things fall into place. But all I can do is just work hard and hope things go my way.
Coach, when you're back with us later in the season, what do you think you'll be talking about as you look at what's defined this team?
You know, our ability to take coaching and make changes. And I think if we're able to do that, to say, all right, here's where we have been deficient, let's work at it really hard right now and see if we can make changes and improve. That'll be kind of the defining, I hope, characteristic of this team, where we saw, hey, we needed to get better here. We really went and deliberately worked at it and made improvements that led us to some victories. That, and we're going to need to have some resilience in close matches. And if we can be that, because the margins are going to be incredibly thin in our league, and everybody is capable of beating anybody else. And so can we be resilient? Can we have this really great mindset and great competitive nature in these tough, close matches? And if we can do that, I think when we see you again, we'll be smiling.
We'll see you both Friday night.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you. Coach, thank you. Good to have you here. You can see the home opener Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, live around the world here on BYUtv with Jeremy Jordan and Steve Vale on the call. The Cougars and Northridge at the Smith Fieldhouse.